Hi everybody, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time for Stamping with Denise. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I did. Spent a lot of time here in my craft room. And I'd like to hear what you did this weekend. Okay, let's see. I'm letting this, okay, pull this up on my feed here. Okay, should be showing up here shortly. There we go. Oh, hang on here while I get this shared. It's okay, very good. So it's so nice to see everybody. Give just a second while people join. It's getting cold here in Michigan. It is snowy and cold and a little windy. We haven't had a ton of snow, but just enough that you have to shovel or, scrape, that kind of stuff. You know how that goes. Okay. Well, I'm going to start out first by saying welcome. And if you're watching me on YouTube, I'd love it if you hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell and get notifications when I upload a new video. If you're watching me on Facebook, please like my video, share it with your friends, and comment, share down below. And I might send you one of the cards I make tonight. If you recall last week, I made this really beautiful fun fold card. The bottom looks a little bit, I think this looks like a screen, like a room divider screen. But because she shared my video, Paula Avion I'm going to be sending this card to Paula. So thank you, Paula. I always appreciate when you do that for me. Okay, and I love to send people cards. I mean, we'll go to a day if I make them and if I don't send them to anybody. So I'm going to go ahead and switch. I'm going to put it up on the, we're going to go to my hands. We're going to go ahead and get started. I have a fun technique. I'm using my new favorite tools from Stampin' Up, the blending brushes. So let me switch this and we will get started. Okay, so these were some cards I worked on this weekend using the blending brushes, and I just love the design, the kind of background it gives you. It makes it a nice canvas for just about anything you want to work on. So I thought I'd show you, we're going to do two different ones. We're going to do one that's like this, and then we're going to do one that's a little bit different using like a stencil. Now, these really are easy cards. Let me show you. Here, I have just stamped with this very big image right on it. I put a few rhinestones on it, and it was good to go. This one, pretty much the same thing. I stamped right on it. I don't know if you could see, there's some Winka Stella on those flowers too. I threw a couple of rhinestones in the flowers. That's one of my favorite sets. I like that. It's called A Little Lace, I believe. And on this one, I used the dies. I can't remember the name of them, but I used our foam. I put the cardstock on the foam, put the dies on there, cut them out, ran it through my cut and emboss machine. I did that with the words and with the flowers. So they're raised. I don't know. See, you can see that. It was kind of hard, kind of fiddly, getting all of these spaces out. But I do like how it turned out. So it's just something different. I was just playing around to see. And then I put a couple little rhinestones in the center of those flowers. So I thought those looked kind of cute. But we're going to get started here. Need a piece of scrap paper. Lots of scrap paper for this project. I think you might have seen my blending brushes before. I'm storing them in a glass. It's got recipes for a lot of mixed drinks, margaritas, daiquiris, Tom Collins, martini. It's kind of retro looking, mid-century modern. I love it. Anyway, I was looking for something to keep my blending brushes in. So they come in a pack of 3. And what I've done, I have 5 families of color families. And so I've just kind of designated, like this one is for green. This one I'm going to use for yellows and oranges. And you see, you don't really have to clean them. You just kind of do this, and you can see how I'm getting some of that color off that brush. This is my neutrals. This one's for my pinks and reds. See, there's probably a little bit on it. But you know, it's not enough that it's going to affect what I'm doing. And this one's for my blues and purples. So I've heard you don't have to wash these. I've also heard you can wash them. But because I haven't washed them yet because I wanted to make sure they were dry. As dense as these fibers are, I don't know if you could tell how dense those are. It's going to take them a while to dry, so I wanted to make sure that I had them for tonight for my video. But I don't think I really have to wash them. Okay, so I'm going to start out. I'm going to do a white card front. And what I've done on here is I've simply cut a piece of white cardstock in quarters. This is a little bigger than what my finished piece will be, but when I'm doing a technique like this, I like the ability to kind of be able to trim it down a little bit. So I'm going to take a little bit of washi tape, and the other reason is that sometimes the washi tape will tear your paper, and so if I can cut it off a tear, that's good too. So I'm just going to do this, okay? Then, that's just so it doesn't move. Then I'm going to take some scrap pieces of paper, and I know these are kind of long, but that's okay. You know what, I guess I could trim them down just a little bit. Let's do. Okay, let's throw those over here. And when these are going to be part of our stencil, I'm just going to kind of tear them so I have an edge, okay? Kind of a controlled tear like this. And then I'm going to do that with the other one. Like that. Let me throw those away. And then what I can do is put it on here, and it will, and you know, tack it down. And then I can put my ink with the blending brushes in the center. I think I want this just, let me see, a little bit wider. I want it, let's see, yeah, that's probably good for that length there. I guess that's okay. Okay, so then I'm going to take a little piece of washi tape to put this down with, just to, so it doesn't move around. So this doesn't get any easier. But I thought I had so much fun. So I've got 5 different colors I'm going to use to kind of make a bit of a rainbow. I've done blending before, I know, but not multicolor, not a lot of it. Certainly not. I've only used the blending brushes once. So these are the colors I'm going to use today on this card. I'm going to use the Rococo Rose, Merry Merlot, Terracotta Tile, Mango Melody, and Granny Apple Green. And I think I will start with the green, okay? And so I'll start, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to flip the border. There we go. Set those right there. Okay, let me get my green one here. And so all you have to do is take your brush, you know, get a little bit of ink on it. Remember, you can always put more ink on, but you can't take any ink off of your paper. You want to start off, whoops, you know what I want to do? I want to move this because I want to make sure this side of my card base is complete, or my white page is completely covered. There we go. So you start off and go on to, then you go on to your paper. like that. That keeps you from getting big globs of it on your paper that you're working on. See, like that. Should have probably put, you know what, I'm going to put a couple more pieces of washi tape here. So when you have washi tape, you don't know what to do with, save it. You could also use some of the, like, Post-it note brand has a tape that's nice and, you know, easy to remove. So I'm going to do just a little bit more. And the other thing I found too is over my tears, I want to go that way or this way because I don't want it to end up under my line, if you know what I mean. See, that's what you're trying to avoid by starting off your paper and going onto it. There we go. Okay. That was Granny Apple Green. Let me set these over to the side here. Okay, next one I'm going to use Mango Melody. So I'll use my yellow orange brush here. You can kind of see where I've pulled ink out of that. So I'm going to use the other side of my ink pad here. And these are nice. I tend to hold it like this or real close to it so that I get, I have decent control of it. See, I got a little bit of that line there, that, you know, big glop, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. Let's see. Yeah, I got two more colors. That's enough of that color. That was the Mango Melody. Got some kind of new ink pads here, so some of them are kind of stiff. Okay, this is Terracotta Tile, and actually Terracotta Tile in my mind kind of sits in the oranges, so I'm going to use the same brush. What I can do is, but I'm going to a darker color, so it's not a big deal. If I was going from a darker color to a lighter color, I might want to make sure to get all this extra ink off my paper or off my brush, but it's not going to make as big a deal because I'm going to from a lighter to a darker. So if you're just joining me, welcome. I'm making background using the new blending brushes from Stampin' Up, and they are really a lot of fun. See, so like if I was going to use it again, I could just wipe that off of there. Okay, that's Terracotta Tile. I'm going to set that off to the side. Okay, Mary Merlot. That is one of the red pinks, so I'll use my red pink brush. Let's see if there's much in here. Not really. You know what I think I'm going to do? Just because I'm going from a lighter to a darker color, I'm going to do my Rococo Rose first up at the top, and then I'll fill the Mary Merlot in. Then that way I won't have to worry about going from darker and perhaps contaminating my lighter colored ink pad. Just a little bit more. And because I'm going to trim this down, I don't know exactly which end, how I'm going to trim it. I kind of wait till it gets all done, and I see if there's a spot I want to trim off, I can trim that off. If not, that's okay too. Okay, and then this last one here is Mary Merlot. Probably don't need a whole lot of this because this is a pretty bold color, but I like how it makes that transition from the Terracotta Tile to the Rococo Rose there. Okay, so that's all I'm doing with that. So, good. I'm going to pull this up. And you can use those several times. You could possibly even flip them over and use the other side too. It's kind of narrow. I wish it was a little bit wider, but that's okay. We'll make this work. Okay. Take this off of here. Okay, so for right now, I don't see anything that I particularly want to trim off, so I'll just trim off a little bit in each direction. So I'm trimming this down to 5 1/4 by 4, which means, you know, I want this to kind of be in the center, so I'll probably kind of take it even part off of both sides. So let me turn this around here, okay. So 5 1/4 is what this is going to be. Let's see how long this is. This is 5 1/2. So I'm going to take 1/4 inch, I think, off of each end. I just like, oh shoot, no, I didn't need to. Let me see, 5 1/4, that's 5 1/4 right there. It took a little more than but that's okay. There we are, good. And the width is 4 inches, and this is 4 1/2. So I'm going to take, I want it to be 4, right? So I'm going to take just a little bit off of this side and a little bit off of this side. So like I said, had I torn a corner of the paper with my washi tape or something like that, and I could have cut that off, trim that off. Okay, there we are. Set that out of the way. So I'm going to use a stamp from the Dragonfly Garden. If you hear my dog, she's trying to get my attention. So I'm going to use this long, tall flower here, and I'm going to use, I might use the little bees. Oh, you know what I didn't get a block for, which you are an inspiration. Let me get that out. There she goes. Hold on, I have to bribe her with a treat. That's what she wants, so she goes away. Okay, now she'll be good. And let me get a piece of scratch paper, because I am going to stamp this off the bottom. And I just don't want it on my mat, so anyway, okay. This is a little bit bigger stamp, so I'm going to do this like this. It's just easier. And put this right about like that. Let that. I had so much fun this weekend playing with all the different possible color combinations, and you know, I had some that I really liked and some that were just yuck. So, you know, I encourage you to play with it. You know, come up with something, move that out of my way, that you like. And write it down if you're going to use it, because why reinvent the wheel once you've come up with a particular, maybe I put this one up here. No, you know what, I do want this down at the bottom here. More inspiration. There we go. And I love that saying. And I'm thinking I might put a couple of these little, I don't know if they're supposed to be fireflies. Like, I don't know, they're just little flying critters, insects. I'm going to put them right up here. There we go. I like that. I like the way that turned out. Okay, I'm going to take a second here. Let me get some blends. Oh, let me see. Let me get my light mango, my light granny apple green, and my light coral. Those will be some good colors to just kind of fill in the. I'm going to use this other end here. Fill in some of these little critters. Whoops. Put this one here. Where's Granny Apple Green? Here's my green. This is one of my favorite colors. This is Granny Apple Green. Okay, and last one, this is my light mango melody. Now, I'm trying to decide what to do, if I should color in the wings that are over this color. I think I'm going to. We'll see what happens. Sometimes it muddies it up. That's not bad. That worked. I've done it before with other colors and it didn't work. So again, you just gotta try and see what works. So there we go. There's that. One could even put a little bit of, oh, let's go ahead. Let's put a little wing Costello on here. What do you think? Everything's better with a little wing, huh? Just put a little bit on their wings so they kind of glisten there. Because really, this is a pretty simple card. It doesn't have a lot of other embellishments. Okay, let me set that over to the side. Of course, I have a piece of Mango Melody for my, whoops, I didn't make this. Wait a minute. You know what? I cut this should have made this smaller. Sorry, guys. It's supposed to be 5 by 3 3/4. So, what we will do is trim this down. I had the wrong measurements. There we go. It's 5. And then how much? 3 3/4. I'm at 4, so I'm going to take just a little bit off of this side here. Let's see. There we go. And then 3 3/4 goes right there. Perfect. Yep, there we go. That's what you should dry fit it. I don't always listen. There we go. That's the right size now. Okay, let me find my adhesive back here. Here's my Stampin' seal. So I have a piece. So this piece ended up being 5 by 3 3/4. This one's 5 1/4 by 4, and of course our base is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. See, it's half of a piece of regular size cardstock. So we're going to put that on there. Put that right on there. Okay. Put that on my card base and we will be ready to go. Look at that. I think that those colors just really make that pop. So I hope you like that first card. Now we're going to do this technique on it for another card and show you a different way to use the blending for it, okay? Let me set this right over there. And I'll show you what my inspiration piece was, and then you'll know what we're doing. I got a card and a card swap, and I'm like, I really like the way that looked. Look how that is blended. They used a die cut as a stencil and then they stamped on top of it. So we are going to do that same thing. So that's why I like card swaps, because you get so many ideas on what to do, okay? So let me, these are, okay, so what again, I took a piece of cardstock and I cut out the shape with this die from the Stitch So Sweetly dies, and we're going to use that as my stencil. So you can see this is, I've done it before, I've been playing with it. So we're going to do the same colors that the other person had. Again, I've got another quarter piece of white cardstock that I will trim down later after I do this. So, let's see here. I can't believe you guys, you know, celebration is half over now. It ends on the 28th of February. So there's, you know, some great stamp sets, some designer series paper, that kind of stuff that's available. So don't miss out on picking up your favorites. What are your favorite? I'm going to turn that over and we'll do this like that. And again, I like that this is the same size because then I know I'm going to get it all covered and I'm not going to accidentally get ink from my blending brushes where I don't want it. Okay, let me take this piece off of here. See what I mean? See, I kind of tore that paper right there. So, I'm going to try to be careful, but you know what? It doesn't always work. So, let's see, we're going to start with the, let me pull my stamp pads over here. Now stuff's going both directions on my countertop so I can get to, okay, we're going to start with Pacific Point. Whoops, I got something on it here. Let me get a piece of tape and get that off. I don't know exactly what that is. It looks like it might be a little bit piece of plastic or something there. There we go. You know, another great way to get things like this off the top of your ink pad is, you know, a lint roller. There we go. Like if you get glitter or something. There we go. I got those things off my ink pad. Okay, so this is Pacific Point, and this is a color I don't get to use a lot. I like it, but I don't know. I just don't use it a lot. So we're going to do the same thing. A little bit more here. I think that's pretty good. Okay, we'll close that up. Yeah, there's a lot of opening and closing of ink pads. That keeps me from getting out. Oh my gosh, I had Bermuda Bay all over my thumb yesterday. I could not get it off. Let's see, the next one we're going to do is the Granny Apple Rain. My green one, just like we did before. And you know, you could just one day sit down and make a bunch of card, you know, white layers in all different colors, and then when you need a card, just pull one out to use. Okay, my next color is Mango Melody. Again, another bright yellow-orange color. Let's see. Okay. There we go. I think I don't have enough blue. I think I covered it up with too much green, but you know what? It is what it is. The next one I'm using is the Magenta Madness. I mean, these are bold, some bold colors, aren't they? Some bold ones. I'm going to take some of this off, see if there's any red on here. A little bit, but not too much. Okay. Beautiful. And then real red. Okay. So if you're just joining me, welcome. We're doing some blending with the blending brushes, showing you a couple different ways to use them to make some backgrounds for your cards. Okay, there we go. Let's pull this off of here. You know, and remember, you know, you could make stencils out of anything. Remember, I made that one Valentine's card a couple weeks ago. I made my own heart stencils. Okay, so there's that. So this card, to me, screamed tropical. Okay, beach, something like that. So I'm going to pull out the Timeless Tropical. I'm going to use these two stamps on again with Memento Black. I tried stamping on these with some different colors, but you know, Memento, I just like the nice crisp look it had. Again, this is another card without a lot of embellishments, but I think the card stands on its own. Okay, there we go. I like how that turned out. And then we're going to put the Rest and Relax, You Deserve It on there. So this could be a birthday card for someone telling them to have a good day, relax, someone for retirement, just thinking of you. Maybe they had a big project, they're all done. There you go. That's as simple as that. Look at that. I don't think you need to do much else. You could throw some, you know, rhinestones on them if you want. Again, I'm going to use Mango Melody. And yep, there's a hole in my paper, but that's okay. No one's going to know it once I get it all attached. So let me get my card or my cutter again, and we'll do this. This time I will cut it the correct one. Okay, this one's supposed to be 5 inches long and it's 5.5, so I'm going to take a 1/4 inch off of each side. I did that, I did the same thing. Okay, it's supposed to be 5 and 5.25. I keep looking at my little sheet with my measurements and I'm looking at the wrong one again. Okay, and then this is 3 3/4, and right now it's about 4 1/4. So let's go down. Okay, it's supposed to be 3 3/4. Let's take that much off right. Well, you know what? There's not much to take off of that side. So let's see where 3 3/4 puts us. It has me cutting that off. We're going to move this over here a little bit like this. It's just a little bit bigger than I wanted it. Let's see. I think we will just make it. Just by the skin of my teeth. There we go. So, you know, sometimes you just kind of have to wing it. Okay. And they're going to put this together. And like I said, once you assemble this, nobody's going to know that there's a piece taken out of it. Just really not. And it's, why waste it? It works, huh? There we go. Okay. Put that right on there. Put that on here. Put a piece right there. Okay. Put this, whoops, let's put it the right way. And there we go, on some Pacific Point again. The Mango Melody piece is 5 1/4 by 4. The white piece is 5 by 3 3/4. And the Pacific Point is, what did I say, 8.5 by 5.5. So there we go. Do we want to, I don't know if we want to put some rhinestones on there or not. I don't know if I have anything. You know, I'm going to leave it, because sometimes less is more. So I hope you liked these two techniques I showed you to color your cards using the blending brushes. Let me know if you've got any questions, and I will be glad to help you if you need some help placing an order for so that you can earn some celebration items. Let me know. I'll be glad to help. Okay? I want to thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like and share my video, and I will see you next Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern for Stampin' with Denise. Take care now. Bye-bye, everybody.